Hey everybody, Clifford here, and I want to thank everyone for joining me today on this video. If you saw the thumbnail and read the title of the video, you would know that this is a carrot video. So, yes, and as I will repeat it again, that this is a carrot video. So, thank you for joining me. Hey. So basically, what I'm going to be going over in this video is sort of like going over Carrot, not necessarily of reasons or like why I believe she should be a Straw Hat. I've already made plenty of videos on that as well. You know, I'm a big fan of Carrot becoming a Straw Hat crew and things like that. But I've also given my reasons to like sort of state that I'm perfectly fine with Oda going whatever route he wants to go. Oh, so like if Oda doesn't want her to be a Straw Hat, I'm willing to accept that. Will it be a sad, disappointing thing? Of course, but I've also given my reasons for both sides. So I'm not here to like really dive into that. Now, the basic premise of what I'm going to be talking about in this video is going over the year 2023, all right? And I'm not here to like necessarily spoil anything or try to give absolute confirmation like this is all real. No, this is more just giving out simple predictions or simple ideas is to look forward to, all right? Now, you're probably wondering, I mean, why exactly 2023? Like, what's the reason for this? Well, to put it simple, all right, so everyone's familiar with the zodiacs, right? Like the Chinese New Year's zodiac animals, right? Well, the interesting thing about this is that in the year 2023, the animal that is going to be represented in that year will be the rabbit. So 2023 will be the year of the rabbit, all right? And not just any ordinary rabbit, but the element will be water, all right? So basically, it will be the year of the water rabbit. Now, well, to put it simple, the interesting thing I bring this up is that fact that the year 2023 will be in the year of the rabbit, but not just any ordinary rabbit, but a water rabbit. And the fact that, you know, One Piece is literally in a world that takes place like literally vast amounts of oceans and seas as far as you can see, um, you know, it would be insane or kind of like bizarre to literally go in the entire year of the rabbit without the best rabbit girl in the entire One Piece series. So yeah, so I'm gonna go over some basic general ideas on like what we can expect from Carrot in the 2023, like how Oda's gonna be doing things, and so yeah, so let's get into the video, shall we? All right, now to really start off with the S, I need to say this real quickly is that I don't want to take any risks of trying to spoil anything. So I'm going to go into the future, all right, and I'm going to make sure and so basically I'm going to go into the future, okay, and then I'm going to record my video in the future to be sure or absolutely sure that my predictions were correct and right. Now, luckily for me, I was able to find a genius professor and a friend of his. He apparently has a time traveling DeLorean, and they were kind enough to give me a ride. So yeah, I want to thank them very much for giving me a ride, and I will be back as soon as I can. So just wait here, and I'll be right back.
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88. Roads? Well, we're going, we don't need roads.
What's the deal? You guys forgot me! How could you leave without me? Ugh. Don't you hate it when that happens? Alright, guess I got no choice. I'll just have to do the video here. I'll just have to do it here. Man, oh man. Alright. Well, to basically start off with this Carrot video, they always say it's best to start at the beginning. Alright? But for this situation, I believe it's best to start at the end. Alright? And I don't mean like the end of the series, alright? No, I mean like the end of well, technically I don't want to say like the end of Carrot because that would probably be the wrong choice of words. But what I'm basically referring to is sort of like the end of like when we last saw Carrot, right? So basically like the last time we saw Carrot and like what we were given from that, alright? So I feel like it's best to start from there and then go into the whole depths of it, okay? Alright, so to basically start off, the last time we saw Carrot, it was sort of given to us is that Carrot was sort of offered the position to basically be the new ruler of Zou, to basically become the king of Zou, or like the queen of Zou. So however you refer to it, it's up to your choice. But basically, she's chosen to become the new leader of Zou. Okay. Now, at first, Carrot's reaction to this is like very excited or and like she's very honored of like being chosen for this. But when she realizes the opportunities and like what this means, she realizes is that she cannot do this, that that she's not ready for this, and that there are more suitable people who are suitable minks who are more capable of this situation. Now, the interesting thing about this, and this is what a lot of people in the fan base sort of bring up, and they sort of raise a good point, is that this does not make any sense. That Carrot does not have the qualities to be this. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean to say that maybe sometime in the future, Carrot could become worthy of becoming a leader of Zou, right? And we also have to keep in mind that, the way Oda's writing his stories is that while on the surface, we, the fan base, can look at something and see that this doesn't make sense, like this doesn't have any logic to it. If Oda writes the story and he chooses to go this route, and if he writes a very good, compelling argument and gives like a good reasons on, to like what we can expect and believe out of it, it might turn out to be pretty well. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be perfect, or it can be absolutely perfect in anyone's eyes. But if it can be done well, then it's probably a good start. But that doesn't change the fact that for us, the fan base, we look at something and we see that this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't have any logic to it, and we are right about that. So continue on further. This raises about many more concerns, and like when they basically tell Carrot that you carry the will of Pedro, right? You basically carry Pedro's will. Now, when the chapter ends, it basically just has Carrot remembering Pedro. So, and then a lot of people sort of bring up that this doesn't make any sense because Pedro's will or desire, dream was not to become the leader of Zou. In a way, that's true. However, the one thing we have to probably keep in mind here is that despite Carrot like knowing and stuff, I'm also like sort of like thinking and wondering like, but does Carrot actually fully know the full depths and details of what Pedro really wanted? All right. Now that doesn't mean that she doesn't know some things. All right. Think about it, Carrot knew Pedro used to be a pirate back in the day, all right? But keep in mind, when Pedro left to go on his journey, he wasn't really trying to become a pirate, right? He was just trying to be an explorer, like basically like explore the world and learn about and stuff like that. But because of like what he was doing and the fact that this the whole point was they're supposed to be supposed to be erased from history. The world government doesn't want anyone learning about the history. And when it was discovered what they were doing, they ended up beginning bounties and stuff like that. And they were categorized as pirates breaking the law. And the funny thing about this is that, for Pedro, it was the fact of going on a journey. Even back when he was like young, he wanted to sail with Roger and them. Unfortunately, he wasn't given his chance. But he got his chance as he got older, and unfortunately, when he came into Big Mom's territory, that's where his journey ended, and he ended up coming back to Zou. Now, the thing about this is that while Carrot can probably be a great leader here, but that would probably depend on how well Oda can write it, okay? And just right now on the surface, it doesn't make sense. So, and to go over even more, a lot of people like sort of like give reasons to say that Carrot has worthy potential to be a Straw Hat, and then some people say that she has no reasons to be a Straw Hat. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if you like Carrot and you want to be a Straw Hat, that's fine. If you don't like Carrot and you don't want to be a Straw Hat, that's fine. All right, we are all entitled to our own opinions. However, I feel like Carrot has sort of proven herself enough to state that she can be a Straw Hat and that she's worthy to be a Straw Hat, right? And I feel like Oda's given us plenty of reasons for this, all right? And this isn't just for Carrot. This goes for any character in the One Piece world that has gone along well with the Straw Hat crew, all right? It doesn't necessarily mean that that Oda has to make that person join, but that doesn't mean that if that person was going to become a Straw Hat, they wouldn't be a good character or fit in place, all right? You look at characters like Rebecca. Think in mind, like if Rebecca had after Luffy had defeated Doflamingo and he freed the citizens, if Rebecca didn't have any place to go or had nowhere left, I feel like if Luffy offered her the choice to, hey, would you like to come with me and join my crew? Rebecca would probably say yes and probably agree. I mean, she's gone along well with the Straw Hats, and it's not just Rebecca, but any other character. So it's a dynamic that when you see characters interact with each other and they show good support, they could become great candidates and great potential characters for future Straw Hats, right? And that goes for any character in general. Oh, now I gotta keep this as a carrot video because, like I said, this is a carrot video. Now, when we get first introduced to characters like that is during the Zoe arc. So after Luffy and Luffy and them, the other gangs, after they leave Dressrosa, they go to try and catch up with the other Straw Hats who were on Zoe. Oh. And that's when we find out about the whole thing that happened down with the whole Jack and learning about the red poneglyph and stuff like that. Well, we get like the whole introduction, like while Carrot is in Zoe and she's given like benefit reasons and stuff like that, it isn't until like the whole journey to Whole Cake Island we start getting Carrot thrown at us in a way that is sort of telling the audience and sort of giving more people hope that Carrot is going to become a Straw Hat and that there's reasons to believe this. All right. Now, during the whole journey through Whole Cake Island, Oda was very keen on using Carrot for very specific reasons, and like her whole desire, and well, not her necessarily her desire, but her whole assistance, along with the Straw Hats, was very helpful in many ways, right? So Oda has given us some good reasons on why Carrot could become a great Straw Hat necessarily. I mean, one thing to look at is the fact that the Straw Hats don't have an actual lookout out. And Oda has given us good reasons to believe that Carrot can become a great lookout crew member. He's shown us quite a few times of like how well Carrot is as being a lookout. And her, she was a great help with the Straw Hats and trying to help them escape during Whole Cake Island. Warding off other battleships, other pirate ships. Her Sulong form was absolutely insane and amazing. So Carrot was really like Oda really proved to us that Carrot has great potential, right? And that she can be a Straw Hat. So in retrospect, I feel like there's no reasons to state that a Carrot cannot be a worthy Straw Hat because she can be a worthy Straw Hat, right? And I believe that. Now, going over any further, going to Wano arc, most of Carrot sort of backed down, and like we didn't get much of Carrot. All right, that doesn't mean that Carrot didn't have some like good moments or like good lines during the Wano arc or something like special. But her whole journey through the Wano arc sort of like turned down. And be honest, like this isn't like Carrot's fault or like the Carrot fan base fault. This is more like Oda's fault in general, right? Like while Wano is a great arc and has some good moments, has some bad moments like that. The fact that Oda dragged Wano on for so long, even though like I believe it was confirmed that he wanted to try and end it a little bit sooner than expected, but it ended up getting dragged on a little bit longer than what he initially planned. And keep in mind that that's Oda's fault. I mean, to be honest, there were a lot of chapters in the Wano arc that I felt like weren't even needed, or like it was basically just like things that we didn't even need. It's like it was like completely a waste of time. And the fact that he basically skimmed practically over Carrot's fight with Perospero, I felt like was a little bit sort of like neglecting sort of like a good story there, right? Now I'm not saying that Carrot needed to win the fight, all right? Carrot lost the fight with Perospero, and he basically after the fight ended, Carrot was basically trying to remember Pedro's words, where he basically told her that it doesn't matter how you do it, you just gotta keep moving forward. And the interesting about this is that the way Pedro says that is that you can look at it in two ways, right? So whether or not Carrot does choose to go with the Strike Crew, or whether or not she goes back to Zoe, the fact that Pedro is telling her it doesn't matter how you do it, just keep getting stronger. And if Oda feels like Carrot going back to Zoe will make her much stronger to go with the Strike Crew, then we'll have to trust his judgment on that. Does it mean that in terms of our eyes, does it make sense? Not really, because like I said, it does not make any sense. So going over any further, Carrot has great dynamic, right? She's gone along with the Strike Crew. Oda's given us good reasons on why she can, like, what her position could be and why she can fit well with this crew, right? So he's given us plenty of reasons, all right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that he needs to focus on Carrot like all single time, but it just shows that show us that there were potentials and there were reasons, right? Even if you don't see it and others can, the fact remains is that Oda chose to write it this way, and that's something we have to look forward to. Okay, so now getting into the main premise of going over or necessary. All right, so as I said at the beginning of the video, talking about 2023 being the year of the rabbit, all right? Or since this is a carrot video, I should say the year of the carrot, all right? All right, so let's go over some possibilities necessary, and because this is because this is literally the water rabbit, right? The year of the rabbit, all right? The fact remains, besides, I said at this beginning of the video, but I feel like I should repeat it again just to be on the safe side, okay? We are literally in the year of the rabbit, and I feel like if we go in that entire year without the year of the rabbit, without the best rabbit girl in One Piece, would be weird, all right? I feel like it would be weird, all right? Maybe that's not the right word to use, but hey, I'm going to use it, okay? I'm just going to use it. So, going over necessarily, let's rewind the clock back and think, and let's just think if Carrot, not Carrot, but if Oda did choose to let Carrot go back to Zoe, okay? Now, what I think would be a great idea necessarily, if Oda chose to go this route and chose Carrot to return to Zoe, and then he's going to plan on making her a Straw Hat later down the line, all right? So one idea we can look at necessarily is this: let's say Oda chose to let Carrot go back to Zoe, all right? And then say I don't know, let's say sometime in January when the rabbit year begins, right? When the year of the rabbit begins, all right? And let's say we are given a new cover story, a Carrot cover story featuring Carrot as Queen of Zoe, and during this whole journey, we're basically given a cover story to show us that how Carrot is as being how well Carrot could be as being a leader of Zoe. How will the journey go for what we can learn from this. That's one idea that we can look forward to. However, I'd also like to believe that if Oda is deciding to make Carrot's journey a little bit more appreciative, maybe he's choosing to wait to the year of the rabbit for a more dynamic approach and more special reasons on her joining. Now, that doesn't mean that Oda has to do that, and personally, I would have been more appreciative if Carrot would have just joined the Strike Crew after leaving Wano, right? I made my predictions suggesting that Carrot would join in 1058. Unfortunately, she was not in 1058. My reasons for that was because of the Japanese word jugoya, which is another translation of tsukimi, which is moon viewing. All right, so if everyone's familiar with the moon viewing festival, they would be familiar with what I'm talking about. And there are some predictions that go out there that she'll appear in 1059. I've already read the spoilers on 1059, but I won't say anything. But what I'm basically going to go over necessarily, and what I'm basically trying to say is that if 2023 is literally going to be Year of the Rabbit, I'm just saying is that I feel like, okay, if we're literally going to be in that year, then we need to make sure that we see Carrot in that year, right? Doesn't mean that we have to see her in every single chapter. Doesn't necessarily mean that she has to become the main star, or Luffy, you're no longer a star. Carrot's the star, all right? Carrot's the Captain of Straw Pirate, right? She's the one who gets to take down the bad guys, right? No, I'm not going to go as far as that, right? Alright, and it's basically stating that there is a good sense of a heart to it, that you see how well it can be defined, all right? So in retrospect, all I'm saying is that I'm just saying, hey, if next year is literally going to be the year of the rabbit, then we need to get Carrot in that year, okay? And I feel like the only two options to look forward to necessary is that I feel like we can really get a Carrot cover story, or going over her adventures as Queen of Zoe, and then maybe afterwards, maybe something could happen or something could come down that will give Carrot a reason to rejoin Strike Crew, and then maybe it'll lead to that. That gives her a proper reason to join the crew, and then she'll sail with the crew for the remaining of the journey, and maybe that journey will help her into formalizing, becoming a true leader of Zoe, and become what it's meant to be. So right now it's all up in the air, and how it's gonna be. But hey, but right now all we can do as the fan base is just trust Oda's judgment and see how it's going to turn out. So. Overall, the whole point of this video is that I just want to say, do not give up on Carrot, okay? So that's the whole point of this video, is that we should not give up on Carrot, okay? If you if you are a fan of Carrot and you like Carrot as your favorite character, or you should not feel neglected or feel concerned or hated because Carrot did not, because Oda did not let Carrot become a Straw Hat necessarily. All right, if there's still a chance that possibilities can happen, we must look forward to those possibilities in every sense of the way. Right. So do not feel discouraged. All right. And I do not want to give up hope either, right? Even though I'm one person who is willing to accept the possibilities and losses, I'm also there to basically state that, hey, I will still be a supportive fan of Carrot. I will still enjoy Carrot till the end of all One Piece series, all right? And it's not just Carrot, but I am a big fan of many characters in One Piece world that I feel like has great potential, all right? So hey, that's all I have for this video. That's not much to go over. So hey, I just wanted to make this Carrot video, and to basically see how things turn out. So hey, um, so hey, thank you for joining me in today's video. If you liked what I offered and liked what I stated, please let me know by smashing that like button, alright? You can also help by subscribing to the channel, alright? It would be very much appreciated. I would love to have my channel grow, and I need it to grow by having you guys subscribe and liking the video. Also hit notification bells, and so yeah, you all have a great day, and here's another picture of Carrot to end the video. So, bye everybody!